On the 3rd of November 2012, the team returned to Drakelow Tunnels to conduct a follow-up investigation. This time around, we did a lot more research into the tunnel's past and where any paranormal events have occurred. On doing this, we managed to narrow the investigation down to 4 specific areas, the first being the old operating theatre, which is located in the sick bay, second being the BBC broadcast room, the third the kitchen, and finally number 4, the whole of Tunnel 1. Myself and Dave arrived at around 1:30 PM. Not long after, we were joined by John and Deej, and after a short walk of the site, we began obtaining base readings.
See, at the moment, we stood in the infirmary, which is just by the safe zone. We haven't got a lot of information as to what paranormal activity has been recovered here, but we do know that activity has been noted here by people being touched, voices being heard, disembodied voices being heard. So obviously, we'll note this one down, we'll take some base readings, and then we'll move on to the next one. Then when the rest of the group arrive, obviously then we'll start the actual investigation. Temperature readings from each corner of the room and the centre of the room. And obviously then we can get like an average temperature for the actual room. Time now is 14:03. Obviously John's joined us now, by the way. Okay, so this one like that. So base reading for this corner is 12.1 degrees. You just put corner 1.
Obviously at the moment Joe's checking any areas that it might look like there could be any interference from electrical signals, other random things.
Our base readings showed that there was a steady average temperature of 12.2 degrees C. The EMF meter showed a constant 0 milligauss, indicating there was no electrical interference. We then moved on to the BBC room.
Okay, so we're here now in the old BBC studio which was installed, so in the event of a nuclear attack the BBC could keep broadcasting. Psychics have actually picked up on a girl called Alice in this area, so we're going to see if we can make contact with her. A couple of other things, glowing lights have been witnessed and people have had feelings of being touched and breathed on, so this looks like it could be quite a nice little nest of activity. So. What are we classing this? That's corner 1, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll start corner 1 over this side.
Don't you brother?
Corner 2. Between 12.5 and 12.6, it's just moving a little bit. And it's 0.0. Obviously there's a lot of electrical equipment in this room as well. I don't know if any of it is actually connected, but I'll just give it a quick scan. So far, not getting any readings. I'm guessing most of it's disconnected.
The base readings gave a steady average temperature of 12.9 degrees, and the EMF reader showed a spike of 3 milligauss at the light switch and 5 milligauss on the light itself. However, the rest of the room showed 0 milligauss. On our last visit, Dave and John found a strange metal door which were eager to show the rest of us, so we headed off in search of it.
We found the reason for some of the paranormal activity, and that would be a drug use.
But this, if you look on the map, it is shown on the map. It's, this is the emergency exit, I think.
Looks like it's designed to keep people in as well. That's been cut open with it as well.
Oh, it's just rusted. That's been cut, hasn't it? But yeah, this was.
I wonder what horrors are held within.
Look at the colour of that bad boy.
slug infestation.
Sounds like a leopard slug.
When we arrived back at our base, we were met by Tim and the other members of the group. Due to time getting on, we decided to start the investigation and conduct the base readings as we went along.
Welcome to the Undeparted. We're about to take a group into the room here, just so we know all the groups. Marquis, Linda, Mel, Gareth, Noodles and camera as always, Chaos, and Deej.
And
Tim. And Joe behind the camera. Okay, we're about to move into the infirmary. There's been some reports of this beforehand. I won't say what, so as not to lead the people in the video. So we go in and can see what we can find.
okay, well then obviously we've only got one light in the moment, one natural light, which is what John's using because he's writing stuff down. Obviously like Tim said, we're in the infirmary now. We're using paranormal again for this EV recordings. Me and Gaz used it last time, just over there. And we got some good results. So, before we begin as well, what I will say is that we've actually had, that there are people here in the tunnels at the moment. So obviously, people here are obviously going to be extra vigilant to hear any noises whatsoever. Somebody, whoever hears them, is going to say, I can hear a noise. I can hear a voice. We can hear them now. Very loudly.
Yeah.
Naturally. Okay, John, starting my recording, mate, at 15:31. Okay?
Cool. I'm getting orbs off Az's camera.
I'll face that way towards.
Okay, that's good.
To be fair, Gaz is the one who needs to be filming around because he's the one that's got the full spectrum camera.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got HD night vision with Dave, HD night vision with Tim. Gaz has also got the full spectrum camera.
I get orbs whenever I go pan across.
Yeah, you will. You're picking up the LED lights from everybody else. Right then, so we begin. It's gone dark. Is there anybody here wishing to communicate with us in this room? We're not here to harm you. We're not here to scare you, we're only here to learn about you. So that's again, is there anybody here that wants to communicate with us? You should hear me in loud voices at the moment. We need to move on, there's no point doing it. No, we'll finish here because again, it's too much loud.
Due to the amount of noise being created just outside the operating theatre, we decided to cut the session short and head for the BBC room, as this was away from the people who were setting up the site for the paintball match the next day. The small audio recording we did do has been analysed and contains no EVPs.
No.
It rolls shut, will it shut?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as
Make
it's
sure
open.
it's open, you know. That's
Blimey.
Official, is it locked?
That's going to be freaking them out outside though.
That's cool.
Timmy, stop slamming it. It might not open.
Obviously, Tim, we've got a static hard drive camera up here, which is filming it. It's going to be in night vision, obviously, once we turn the lights off. We've got me, obviously, Tim, John, DJ in this room. Mel, Linda and Dave are next door because there's two rooms going through. Dave, are you filming?
Yeah.
Cool. Now obviously in the doorway we've got Gaz, who's currently in possession of the full spectrum camera. Right then.
Turn the lights. Just
Yeah.
said I'm getting problem here. This isn't
So-
coming on.
What's up?
This isn't turning on.
What, the actual?
That isn't.
It is on. There's a little switch on the front, look, to turn it. It's got a duller on it.
Well,
It's like a little round thing on the bottom left.
yeah, I've done that. I'm getting nothing. Just said, turn the lights on first.
Have you got night mode on? Like those now.
Okay? Yeah, cool.
Okay, this is the second EVP, currently taking place in the BBC room, BBC broadcast room, and the time, John, is 15:41. All team members are currently present who have been mentioned before. This will be putting it down. Right then, is there anybody here that wishes to communicate with us within this room? There may be a lot of us, but we don't mean you any harm. All we want to do is learn about you and try and learn about the afterlife and try and help you move over if it's possible. People have picked up on a little girl or a lady called Alice who's here. Alice, are you here now? Do you want to tell us why you're here?
For the record of my camera, there is some banging noises coming from further in the tunnels.
What does that mean?
From this doorway to my right hand side. Yeah, it might possibly pick up on my camera, but...
Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. Do you want to try and knock on something? Here you are, knock on the wall. This is me knocking. Try knocking, or knock on the table. Try and copy that. How's everyone feeling? You don't feel anything? Tim?
Quite, I hear something low groan or something I just
For the
heard.
record, there's also music playing from further down the tunnels.
Is there?
That would be it then.
Yeah, like I said before, there are people here at the moment setting up for the paintball game tomorrow. Girls, do you want to ask anything? See if she responds to a lady?
Alice, do you want to talk to me? I have the voice recorder in my hand. If you want to talk to me, then please speak into the recorder. How old are you? Is there any message that you want to speak into this recorder for us to pass on?
With no unusual sounds or feelings and the noises from the tunnel getting louder, the group finished the session and began setting up the room for an experiment. On analysis of the audio and video, no anomalies and no EVPs were captured.
Right. What we're doing now is something called the Singapore theory, also the theory of familiarization. What we've basically done is we've set up a speaker with a phone attached to it. Using the phone, it's just an MP3 player, and we've got some songs from 1941 which we're going to play on a loop. What we're hoping to do is, because this was obviously a wartime bunker, we're hoping that this might create an environment that is more familiar to any spirits that are around. So we've left trigger object of the headphones, which we've drawn around. That gives us the indication if anything's moved at all when we come back and check it. We've got a camera here, static camera. That's going to film the entire scene, as you can possibly make out on the display. We've got an EMF reader pointing towards the camera, so we'll see if that spikes. And we've also reset all the switches on this panel, and we've taken the phone off the hook. So hopefully that'll create some sort of thing for the spirit to look at and go, well, hang on a minute, that's not right, I need to adjust that, and hopefully the song will help to create the environment. Fingers crossed. Recording on the static camera for the Singapore theory.
Well, guys, shall we? Let's do one. Dave, do you want to start them?
Yep.
Yeah. It's Dave. I'll leave it with Dave.
Well, no, he won't be able to come because of the cat. And if I say to him,
There we go.
he'll be like, just enjoy it. Yeah,
Okay then, guys. And lights out. Go down that way, mate, and then to go to the kitchen next. With all our equipment set up for the experiment, we then headed out to the kitchen for our next session. Unfortunately, soon after arriving, we realised that we would not be able to record there.
Tim, just want to explain why we're going to tunnel 4 and not to the kitchen.
Okay, right, well, because there's a paintball game tomorrow, we thought they'd be set up earlier. Let's turn the compressors on so you can actually hear the background noise now. On top of that one, the suppliers, bzpaintball.com, have turned up and they're setting up their stuff, so they're going to be probably pulling stuff out of the van, making bangs and noises and things like that. So we're moving away from the kitchen area to tunnel 1 and hope that we get far enough away, but just be warned that in the background there is this humming noise of their compressors powering up. Hopefully, fingers crossed, by the time we get there, in a short while, they will turn their compressors off, and if anything, we'll just get some background chatter, if anything. Your torches.
Dark.
How's that, Lynn?
It's dark. Oh, you got It's like, who is
How's that,
it?
Lynn? It's dark.
Who's that? Oh. Yep,
Jones.
Well, the last time we were here, when we were playing paintball, myself and Joe were actually in this tunnel mid-game. So we were all hopped up on adrenaline anyway. But I had a really bad feeling when we entered this part of the tunnel. I'm not entirely sure how deep down it was that I actually felt it, but it was just before I said, no, we need to turn back. There's nothing down here. It was like, yeah, you're in the wrong place, you shouldn't be here.
Hi there, we're on Undeparted Team, currently in location of Tunnel 1 with myself, Marcus, Joe, Gareth, Dave, Mel and Linda, Deej and Chaos. We are in Tunnel 1 during the building of this tunnel. At the start of construction around 41-42 there was confirmed a couple of deaths in this tunnel due to a cave-in. We're here to see if we can find anything. Going from the base of the tunnel itself, we've had reports from Gareth and from the previous game we played here that when they were trying to find us again, he had an uneasy feeling when walking down this corridor. How's everybody feeling?
Fine.
Linda, temperature?
11.5 still.
11.5. Could you come up here with me, please? Now, me and Linda are just going to take a little further walk away from the guys holding the cameras. Now, the light
He's here.
being generated by a light that's further down the tunnel from that far end. Linda can confirm this.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
Okay, Linda just said that she's feeling a tickle on her leg, that she can't confirm where she thinks probably just an itch. The line means she feels this, what did you say, Linda? The far end of the corridor, which we're both feeling the same thing.
John? John?
It's got it.
Mate, because right now I've just had a really anxious feeling, mate. Really anxious.
Linda just said she saw a light down, another light down there. Hello? If there's someone there, please let us know. Both me and Linda confirmed we saw a light at the far end of the corridor.
Like a torch light.
For a split second.
Pardon me, boy. Is that the Chattanooga Choo-Choo? Yes, yes. Track 29. Boy, you can give me a shine.
On the temperature reading, we confirm it's still sat at 11.7. So Joe's now going to enable that device. I'm going to take the device off him. I'm going to place it on the ground. Just
You can hold it. It's not a case.
I'm back with Linda.
Last time you were here, you said hello. Can you say hello again?
both me and Linda can confirm we just heard the word help.
Yeah, I also made that out from the words.
I heard awful.
If you're calling for help, can you ask us again? Can you say help again?
Can I also confirm one voice at a time, please? Speaking then, Dave?
Just saying, if you were asking for our help, can you ask us again?
Linda confirming both heard help.
You see a tapping then? Is that you, John? Can you say hello again?
We cannot explain where this smoke-like anomaly came from. What we can say is that it's not Dave's breath, as you can't hear him exhale, and it only happens once throughout the entire session. We can also confirm that no one was smoking. With no more unusual feelings or sightings, we ended the session and made our way back to the BBC room to check how the experiment was coming along. The audio from this recording has been analysed and contains no EVPs.
Obviously we're back now at the BBC room. We're going to see if... Oh. Is still recording?
Having slight technical difficulties after shutting the door. It is now jammed. Any luck?
Come
Come on the other side, mate. We'll go through the other route. Oh, you got it. Okay.
So we're coming in?
Okay.
No, there's no movement.
There's no movement on headphones. No adjustment on any of the dials. Phone still playing. Camera still recording. So, for the moment, can't really say we've got any. Well, we've got no evidence of movement. We don't know whether we've caught anything on tape. We will review that evidence and see what we find.
Following this, we ended the investigation and left the tunnels. We were disappointed about not being able to investigate all the areas that had rumoured activity. Even more disappointing, other than the strange smoke anomaly, was the complete lack of evidence that we captured, especially with the success we got last time we were here. The following is a conclusion from Dave's investigation report. On the strength of this investigation alone, we cannot say for certain if Drakelow is haunted or not. Obviously the circumstances of our investigation were not ideal, and the fact that the tunnels were in fairly constant use at the same time led to a lot of audio contamination. It also meant we were unable to investigate a couple of the areas that we had pinpointed as potential areas of activity. We would ideally like to return to Drakelow and investigate when we have the place to ourselves. Thanks for watching this episode of The Undeparted, and we hope you enjoyed it. And thinking about it, can I also apologise for my voice? I wasn't built with narration in mind, and well, we just thought it would be easier and made the video run more smoothly if somebody was talking you through it rather than the amount of reading you normally have to do. Yeah. Bye.